Bicycle and Pedestrian Advisory Commission. Call this meeting to order and ask everyone to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We have everyone here except for Roger. Hoping that he'll show up later on. If not, you'll find out why. Everyone has an agenda before them. Is there any additions or deletions to the agenda?
I have to get it.
I'm sorry, Jane, did you say something?
She said I better get it.
Oh, okay. One thing I was thinking was that we cover old business on air, and then afterwards we can continue with our work just talking about questions for the township and 2015 objectives. Is that something that we can generally do, or would that violate the Open Meetings Act, Wally?
The Open Meetings Act doesn't have anything to do if you have no fiduciary things going on.
Okay.
You have the opportunity to have a closed session, and in fact, tonight was supposed to be
Yeah.
an unpublished, or not an unpublished, an untelevised session,
Mm-hmm.
a study session.
Yeah.
The door is open, doesn't matter where we sit.
Okay, just double checking. Does anyone have any problem with doing that?
No.
Okay, can I get a motion to accept the agenda?
I make a motion.
Okay, support?
Support.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Changes passed, so. Next item would be approval of meeting minutes.
I just had a couple questions on that.
Sure.
One, I wanted to make sure that under new business, there was a G/OS, that was the greenways and open space. And then the other thing I wanted to get a little more clarity on was there a discussion to they have a speaker in the future, Mr. Frederick, and I was wondering what his a little bit more background on him.
I believe, was that talking about the city of Detroit with the, Molly, I believe you're the one that brought up that name, so if you don't mind telling Rob a little bit more about Mr. Frederick, I think you'd do more service than I could.
I have offered to discuss with our transportation manager at Wayne State his work on the various types of bicycle involvement that Wayne State has had. So I'm waiting to hear. If you would like to have him come in as a speaker, I will invite him. He or one of his representatives.
So he's a manager of the maintenance for Wayne State?
He is a manager of transportation systems.
All right.
I guess adding to that, the other name that I brought up was Todd Scott, the Detroit Greenways Coalition. At the last meeting, realized that wasn't put in there, but it's
It was
really neither here nor there. It was just a
The
discussion.
request was, the point was that if you want me to have him invited, I will have to invite him.
Okay. I'd like to add a little bit more to the meeting minutes. I know under number 1 with old business, the second paragraph talks about Mr. Will's concerns about the high school and middle school path and about $34,000. And I didn't see my discussion added in there. So I do have some suggested language, and everyone, you can feel free to modify this. If again, I haven't been able to view the video because it's not online yet, which I hope is just a glitch with the website migration. But essentially, all I was adding was that that I was talking about that there was only a quick discussion about the high school middle school path back at a prior meeting, which I did research, which was in March 2014, and so that there at that time the commission had previously expressed concerns about moving forward with this project, and we're concerned that the bike path maintenance fund went from $230,000 to $189,500 between October and November. So this is, why we're bringing up the high school, middle school path, and that we didn't have, I was expressing concerns about proper communications and procedures, since BPAC didn't have a chance to vote on recommending the project. And then, one of the major reasons why I bring that up is not only because of other things that, Mr. Will, as well as, some other people have talked about with, private property issues or, what funds can be expended, but mostly, concerned about the disenfranchisement of, BPAC as well as other township commissions and about procedure. As well as I believe, Wally had said that, he agreed that communications could have been better. Is it something people feel comfortable with putting in the minutes?
I can make a motion to put it in to discuss it. I don't know that it would be verbatim, but to discuss it.
I'm fine with adding it to the minutes. I do have a voice recording. It's of the whole meeting, so we
Okay.
probably need some time to piece it out. But I guess if people wanted, if they wanted to hear it again, if they had questions about it, we could do that in our study session afterwards. But
Okay.
as you have this here, I'm fine with putting that in the minutes.
Okay. So, I guess, can we do a motion to,
We can have a motion to put it into the minutes, we can have a second, and we can have some discussion.
discussion here now? Okay. So can I get that motion?
Who's the second?
Who was the first?
Aaron was the first.
Okay. Discussion? Wally, do you have anything that you'd like to discuss about this?
My discussion will be brief.
Mhm.
You asked for an opinion from Dale Riem. He will give it to you in January.
Yeah,
You asked how we worked on the bike path and alleged that you didn't know anything about it. You've known about it for over 2 years. We've gone through 2 summers of bike path, periods of time when there was availability to pave, and for one reason or another, did not get it done. There was a problem with the contractor, it was started way too late. I think we also got some distractions because of the horse mill project, because of the fountain, because of the brick sales. And I think that this took away some of the focus and perhaps some of the memory.
Mhm.
Just about the time that I started on this bike path committee, a resident complaint was tendered about the deplorable conditions of the bike paths. I think I could name that person if you wish me to, but I don't think it's important right now.
Mhm.
But he is a resident, and he is a very vocal resident. He had a lot of concerns about the conditions of the path, and so I worked to find out if his accusations were valid, and they were. And that bike path that exists between the schools was one of the worst. We asked for the Raines Company to do a engineering analysis of the paths to see what would be taking place in order to get them whipped into shape. We did a lot of whipping into shape in that first year. We did some identifications of failures, we did some areas of deterioration, we replaced pieces and parts, we did some crack sealing, we did some resurfacing, but at the end of the 2013 year, we weren't done. All of that work was set up to be done on a unit basis and was approved by the township. As a matter of fact, the unit pricing strategy was solicited, bid upon, awarded, and the township board specifically mentioned that they would like to see it done as fast as possible. And we didn't do it as fast as possible, for many reasons, not necessarily our fault, but for many reasons. The successful bidder didn't accomplish what he needed to get done. And so, due to some unreasonable expectations that this successful bidder placed on another PAVEX project, the township decided to cancel his initial contract totally. In 2014, as I said, the bike path on Horse Mill occupied 99.99% of the time, or the interest of this committee, and rightfully so. There was a tremendous amount of work done to come up with enough money from enough places to build Horse Mill. All right, we did it. We did it. We got it done. But again, I think it took our eye off the ball. There was a couple things that were going on besides that besides the path between the schools. Number one, and most famously, the one at the gas station, right? That was a situation that took a lot of detective work to fix. The resolution was thinking that we had a collapsed sewer. What we had was no sewer. So we had collected water, and that was what caused the problem there. So that got fixed.
Yeah.
Fixed by the Campo people.
I guess, I was thinking that our discussion could, reflect more about what took place in our November meeting as opposed to the backstory, which is all relevant and all important, and I do want to get to, talking about that more so. So that way everyone in the commission is understanding and how we can move forward on this. But I guess I was looking for more about, does my amendment to the meeting minutes accurately reflect, to your recollection, what went on in the November meeting?
I'm trying to build that for you. And I think it's important for you to let me finish what I wanted to say, all right?
Okay.
I walked these paths several times. I did it with representatives from Rains, I did it with Dale Ream, I did it with my wife. I saw where the spray painting in 2012 had almost faded away around the areas of definite concern on that path, that one in particular. That one isn't as noticeable as the one at the gas station, but it's certainly a problem. We got to the point this last year where we still ran out of time. Shame on us. We ran out of time to get things fixed. And it was recognized at that point that that path was so bad that it had to be fixed, or we were going to lose it and have to replace it. We dug into it. The path is owned by Grosse Ile Township. It is listed as an asset. It is within our purview and our obligation to fix it. Just because it took 2 or 2.5 years to get it done didn't relieve us of any responsibility. It got done. If we didn't have done it, if we wouldn't have done it now, it would have gone through another winter cycle, and last winter cycle, which was brutal. If we have another one like that, we'd be replacing that path. So the path's 15 years old. It was put in before the Bike Path Committee ever existed. It was maintained after a fashion by DPS. The Township Board did approve the scope of the repairs and asked for us to expedite it over 2 years ago. It's now fixed.
I have a question. Was it repaved, or they took everything out and put brand new bike trail?
That would have tripled its cost.
Like,
We did patch and repair.
Some parts looked like it was pulled out.
Yeah.
As writing, so it wasn't, either full depth repair in limited sections or, limited, shallow repairs in other sections. And I understand where you're coming from on all that, Wally. I'm not trying to debate, whether or not work needed to be done. I'm not even arguing about whether or not this is a part of the bike path system, which, there's all sorts of great issues that, as a commission, I want us to talk about. And I understand where you're coming from. You're looking at it, there's a problem, it needs to be fixed. That's great. But, to my recollection, this was discussed only once, and it was in March of 2014. And is, from what I understand of my fellow commissioners, is no one else really knew about this either. So what I was trying to reflect within the meeting minutes is about the procedures and about, you know, the communications, because it's all great that, you went out and you scouted it and you invited, Dale, you invited your wife, but that communications wasn't brought back to BPAC and say, there's never stress with urgency, month after month, saying we need to do this. We never had that chance to actually vote on it. And that's what I'm trying to, just include within the meeting minutes. And, we can go into more details about the discussion and, about, ways to move forward and make sure this doesn't happen again. Make sure that, BPAC, understands everything that's going on, and make sure there's proper communication between township government, between the township board, our commissions, as well as others. That's all stuff that I do want to talk about. But I want to find out if everyone agrees about what I'm suggesting putting in the meeting minutes, and leave it at that for right now.
I'm suggesting to you that when is long enough, long enough? You can't let it go anymore. And that's what happened here. And by the way, if you go through your own commission's meeting minutes, you will find several places where this is reported, not just one. You will go into June of 13, find an 11-page report submitted to me summarizing what rains found in the entire system. Mm-hmm. You know about the one that you mentioned. You also, in August, know that in 2013 of August, the bid was given to Payfix. Ran out of time because he didn't qualify. Mm-hmm. So he started again.
Again, this is stuff I want to talk about, off air, so that way there's not.
I think you need to talk about it on air. Right? You're presenting that the information wasn't given, and I'm telling you, it was.
Well, I really don't want to have a heated debate on the air.
Geez, neither did I.
And I wasn't any part of that, sir. I'm trying to keep, communication civil. I don't want there to be a war of personalities. I'm not trying to play any gotcha politics or anything. And I'm not accusing you of that either. I want you to know that. I think that we'd all benefit from talking about this more, face to face rather than in front of the camera. And so, I just want to get through the meeting minutes here, and then we can talk about this in more detail once we get into new business.
Let the meeting minutes reflect that I disagree with your presentation. Move on.
Okay. Any other discussions? So, would we like to vote on this? All in favor of including the gist of this paragraph over here, and Aaron can go back and feel free to edit it, summarize it as needed. All in favor? Aye.
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 Agreed. Opposed?
Opposed?
Okay. Motion fails.
How did it fare? There was 1, 2, 3, 4 versus 2. I'm
Who's
thinking
the fourth?
opposite.
It's 3-3.
Oh, oops. Okay.
Okay. Moving on, we have open public comment.
Hello, I'm Kathy Walker, Thorpe Court. The reason I'm here is Jane put a little comment on the new website, and I hope you've all looked at it, and I hope you're going to enjoy it. We worked very hard, the Communication Commission, and we wanted to have everything in there you needed. And as I had some questions before the meeting started, I'd just like to let you know that you can have a whole lot of pictures on this thing. You guys can customize it any way you want, and all you have to do is tell Ted. The backdrop picture, that can be changed independent of our front picture. On the bottom, you can have a carousel just like one on the home page, only it will be all for your bike path things. You might want to have a picture of your fountain, your bricks. This carousel can be customized on your page. You can also have pictures here on your page, again. And you can change them all you want. You do have, we do appreciate if you would put down the photographer, because we want to give credit where credit is due. And we have to resize them, but you can have a mini bike path website, and it's kind of exciting. So, you know, I know that was a casual comment that can we change that? You can change a whole lot of stuff, and it's for your page only. And if you have any questions at all, don't hesitate to contact Ted Fournier or myself. And we want to make this the most interactive website there is. We want you to be happy with it. We want the community to be engaged and welcomed. I hope, if you have any questions, I'm here. I'm happy to take some. Go ahead.
Great, thank you. I just want to comment, I'm stunned by the new website. It's amazing.
That's a good stunt?
Yeah, yeah.
Good.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
It looks great.
Thank you. We
And-
worked very hard, the Communication Commission. And like I said, anything you want. It's still being worked on. The bugs are being taken out. We're having a little problem with the mobile. But beyond that, we've heard good things. And again, if you have any needs that you want the pictures changed, or you don't quite know who to talk to Ted or myself. We'll get you going. But if you do want your own carousel, you need 7 items. That's important. Yes, Wally?
Just a comment. When I described you, you are a duck.
A duck.
Yes. You're very placid on the surface and paddling like hell underneath.
Yeah, you're all,
Good job.
thank you. We wanted it to be the best darn thing for the community, and it took a while, but I think
you were as frustrated as everybody, but it's here.
it's
It's
here.
over, it's done.
It's done, and we like the colors. I think it's kind of very, think green. And like I said, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to contact us, and I'll be going to almost every one of the commissions just to say the same thing, because a lot of people don't realize you can change that background picture and it doesn't affect the front picture. You have customization. You just need to talk to somebody so we can set up the pixel size, because you just can't put any pixel size. You have to have certain pixel sizes, and we can do that for you, and we'd be happy to. So again, if you have any questions, don't hesitate. Brian, you know where I am. I'm usually kayaking. But anyways, I hope you enjoy it, and like I said, we're here for you. Thank you.
Kathy,
Yes, dear.
what provider is that? Is it WordPress?
No, it is it's called Revise is our vendor. Revize. It's customized, it's proprietary software. And you guys can't do the changing, but you can tell Ted and he can do it like that. So, or I can do it for you, whatever, whoever has access, we will do it for you to make you happy. Because we want it to reflect the bike path and your whole commission, because every commission's got their own little thing going on. So I hope you enjoy it. Take care now, and thank you for your time.
Thank you so much.
All right, just a quick comment. I think we could utilize a couple of things. Oh. My mic is on. So, yeah, I think some of the hard work that's been done in the last couple of years here, we might be able to show as right out of the gate, like the bike path construction of Horse Mill. We've got lots of pictures. I don't know if Wally took those pictures or Gary, or
Gary?
okay, so we would need to make sure that Gary gets credit for those pictures. But I know that we had a lot of construction pictures of that. We could show that. Another great thing would be the Halloween parade. We got several pictures of that too, and I'm sure we could come up with some other ideas too that we could throw out there as part of that collage of pictures.
I do have a question on it. Is the carousel for pictures only, or can we put a calendar on it or anything like that? Or do we just have to attach a link?
Anything, video, camera,
Okay.
video, picture, website, link
Yeah.
to New York, the 2-lane, 1-lane thing, all kinds of things you can do.
Oh, I'm excited. I think this is a huge step forward for our commission to be able to present ourselves and to talk to the public.
Yeah.
Well, I was talking to a bike trail, Painted Creek Bike Trail Commission or group, and they wanted to know our website so they could link us to that, so we could start to do that as some interacting with other groups like that to support and promote biking in the communities.
You can bring people down here.
Exactly.
And I have to put that on trail.com. Everything's up there. We need more down here.
I'm excited about it. And I think that with the development of our non-motorized plan, that we can populate this thing with all the information that, will help us with our public outreach. Yes, sir.
Just a little aside to that. With this great power, and it is great power, you can't let it go stale. If you're gonna tangle with this thing, you're gonna have to tangle with it continuously and keep feeding it, or you lose interest with your public. When you lose interest, there's no sense in putting it out there. Let's, figure out a way so that one or several of you can, in fact, be in charge of updating it.
Yeah,
Hmm.
that's a great point.
We could maybe run live surveys too on issues we have and.
Sure.
Let people dive in and it's almost real time.
I wish I had a nickel for every time somebody said, what's this bronze award I hear about? And you can put it on that,
Yeah.
you know.
I'm thinking, when we have our new business on the agenda, we're talking about 2015 objectives, maybe, we can figure out, what time period we want some of these updates to happen. So we've got a predetermined list of, some of the things that are gonna happen every year, like, what we're doing at Island Fest, or what we're doing for the parade. Great comments, everyone. Okay, moving into old business, can we have an update about the fountain, Aaron?
It's put away for the winter.
I'm sorry.
It will be reinstalled in the spring, and frankly, I don't know where it's stored, but I'll bet it's stored well.
Oh, that's right. I apologize. I meant the brick sales, but that's a good point that the fountain has been, put away. I was talking with some folks over at DPS, and I believe it's in the DPS building, and it's covered up. Make sure that birds don't nest in or anything. It's taken very good care of over the winter break. But as far as brick sales, do you know if there's been any new bricks sold?
No new bricks since last meeting.
Okay.
Hasn't been because I haven't promoted it at every township board meeting.
I think we have some very stiff competition with the education fundraising going on, and they're very expensive bricks for that. And, to purchase one of those bricks might inhibit somebody else from purchasing one of ours, and I think that might be a challenge we have.
I have not heard as to what they've accomplished with theirs so far. But ours is a small quantity in number. We're looking a couple hundred bricks, and they're looking a lot more than that. Our bricks remain a great value. Our bricks remain a very nice place to put I Like Woody Clark on and have it out there for, Woody, I tease Woody at every meeting, but Woody is one of those treasures in this township that needs to be teased a little bit. He's very interested in what we do, and he's a good salesman for us. So, if you all talk it up, and I talk it up, maybe we'll get a few more bricks, and if not, we'll put in some blanks out there and finish it up, and it'll still look pretty. We'll fix it in the spring. It's a little bit messy right now.
And I guess I'll put in a plug that if anyone's looking for a last-minute Christmas gift, it'd be good to sell a brick and be able to have that person's name or, have a memory, written in stone for years to come.
It was, that's very true, Brian. We put out there one for Barry Sedlock. And Barry was he's non-resident, but a harder worker in this township you'd never find. We put one in there for Jim Farrell. Another asset we lost, much too early. But, there are people that express their love of the community. There are people that express their wish to memorialize their parents. They're all out there. Good for us. Every time you go get a drink of water at that point, and Al and I will do that when we go look at the bridges in the spring, you'll see those bricks.
So anyone that's interested in still, purchasing a fountain, excuse me.
Please no.
I can't multitask really well here.
Please no.
Go to the website. No, don't purchase the fountain. Purchase a brick to help us, maintain the fountain and add amenities. But from the Grozeal website, grozeal.com, you can go to the bottom of the page. You can see the BPAC emblem on there. Click on there. It goes direct to the Bicycle and Pedestrian Advisory Commission page, and there's a link to the fountain brick information. So it can go over there. You can actually sign up for everything online and then submit your payment. And we'll be very thankful.
Now, I have been looking on the video. It's in progress. on promoting on the deadline on February 14th. I have been working on it, though. I'm hoping we finish it with it this weekend.
Okay.
I've been busy, so I have been working on it
Sure.
pretty up.
Maybe we can do another push in 2015. Any other discussion about the brick sales? All right, moving on. Have on here a walk to school day, which I know we didn't do a walk to school day this year, but last year we did do a bike to school day, and I'm assuming I just made a mistake and put down walk to school day rather than bike to school day. So I didn't know if we wanted to talk about, would we like to be doing another bike to school day event this year? If so, maybe we need to talk about that a little bit more in the coming meetings or at our discussion after this one.
I would like to say that I think everybody's so busy, especially in the schools right now. That was our problem. They were really just too busy to address it. And maybe we can use our new website to start pushing it and keeping the schools informed, or the kids at the school so they know, and we can use that as a tool for that. I think it'd be great to bring everybody up to speed, because a lot of people are surprised the day of it. They say they didn't know, and I think we'd have a much better turnout.
Very true. The other thing is that we do have some new school board members. One of them happens to be one that's come back after a few years' absence, Kali Hooper-Yan. She was a big proponent of our bike pass system. We need to reestablish a relationship with the school board. We really do. We want them to be our friends. We want to be their friends. And we want to work cooperatively. Every time you have an Island Fest parade, guess where we all gather? Right at their school. Every time we have an event that involves Junior Olympics, where do we wind up? At that school. And we want them to know that there are ways to get there besides cars.
You mean the bike path between the two schools?
Boy, it was pretty subtle, wasn't it? Yes, indeed, that's one of them.
Brand new.
That's one of them. Give them good bike paths and they'll be very, very good proponents for us.
So it sounds like we have general interest. Aaron, I know you took the lead on this last year, did an outstanding job. Do you have interest in leading this up this year?
I would have interest, but I would say that we can't go forward with our plans until we know we have the endorsement of the school. That's the reason why Walk to School didn't happen. We did not have the support, and it's very difficult because we're an outside organization to communicate to the students, communicate to the public. I mean, we had signs on all the corners, but I don't have the ability to send flyers home with the students or send something in newsletters to the parents to let them know. So we really need the support of the schools on this before we can, I think, start planning or do anything.
Great point. And
I beg your pardon?
Now, Tony, I know you were thinking about the new superintendent, contact him or her, and they can get it going.
He was the one who said no. He was very supportive for Bike to School Day. Walk to School Day, he was concerned, Park Lane School, because they had grade 3 included. There was a lot of extra traffic. He was concerned for the students' safety, which I understand that. I mean, from my point of view, I think that would be the perfect time to have a Walk to School Day, because you'd ease congestion, and then you'd have a lot of eyes looking at where we can improve pedestrian travel, but I understand his hesitation. So he was supportive of Bike to School Day, Walk to School Day this year, not as much, but maybe in the spring, once I guess they have the traffic figured out a little bit more. I mean, they've had a semester, so.
They've been working hard at it too, to get it working properly and smooth and safe.
Maybe one way is he's concerned about traffic and stuff. Could we have a temporary barrier, like police with posts, and have the kids walk? Somehow have a pole or something.
Yeah, I'd say anything's possible, but I don't want to put the cart before the horse. I think Wally hit it nail on that we need to
Good idea.
establish that relationship with the school board. That was something that I was looking to do as part of the non-motorized plan, is after, we figure out specifically what we want to do with this plan, we talk to the township board about that, I was saying that we want to shop it around to the different entities within the government. And one of the things that I was thinking of was, going to the school board, saying, this is what we're doing, this is how we'd like, the school board to be involved, is there a general interest with that? Start the conversation that way. And then, after that, we can be talking about, walk to school day, bike to school day, but you potentially look at, some programs that are all year long rather than just focus on 1 or 2 days. And I apologize I was going so long here, but yes, sir.
Oh, you don't have any patent on long. I've got long. The things about this bike to school and walk to school day need to be promoted in several different manners. Now, you got this new website, which is one great way to do that. You also have a significant number of people that don't pay any attention to that website, but they do watch Grosville TV. And there's still some that don't watch Grosville TV or pay any attention to computers. They don't like computers, some of them. They read channels. We also have a recreation department that you can put flyers or inserts down at those sites in the restaurants.
Okay.
There's so many ways we need to increase the awareness, and then the kids will come home and say, Daddy, I'm going to walk to school. And, people will ask you, what's this all about? What's this bike path thing? We're on the brink of a great opportunity here, folks. All you got to do is put your heads together and do it.
Yeah, great points. And if we can get the buy-in from the school board and from the schools, I say let's do it. Let's market.
I will attempt to make a contact with Collie.
Okay.
All right? That's a commitment. I'll bring that back for January.
Well, thank you, Wally.
See what happens. And if she's not the one, then she'll tell me which one is. Very reasonable lady.
Okay. 2014 summary. This is just an idea that, maybe we can talk more about this again after this meeting, but it'd be nice to have a list of all of our accomplishments. And that way, we can market this in different ways, put it on the website, we can, use it for our, our report to give to the township board. Wally can use it as part of his, pieces in his township report. So I don't have much else to add to that unless anyone else would like to add some words about the 2014 summary.
Got a lot done. Congratulations. You got a lot done.
Thank you, sir.
You're broke, but you got a lot done. Good for us.
Brian, I'm sorry, Wally. I didn't mean to
I
interrupt.
think that we need to start talking about how we're going to fund our future.
Agreed.
That needs to be part of the 215 objectives.
Mm-hmm. Alan, you were going to say something?
I'm sorry, I just, under the 2014 summary, I just thought maybe I should talk about the bronze award we got, since it was awarded to us this year and not next.
Sure.
Let me just give you a quick synopsis. We were awarded this glass trophy from the BPAC self-evaluation we did. Even though it's a bronze level, it still puts us the top 5 in the state. There's only 1 gold, 2 silvers, and 1 other bronze. And I'm working like mad to get us into the silver category. But, maybe next year we can do that. And I don't know if they can get a close-up on this, but they gave us a beautiful trophy for it. And later in the year, we'll have a recognition dinner where we'll have dinner with the governor under his fitness program. It's a big to-do, and Mr. Loftus went to it last year, and I attended a second meeting. We had a great time. It's great PR. This year, I hope to finish our non-motorized plan. That may push us into the silver category, and we get to give Carol another trophy to put on her desk. So I only do it for Carol because she loves these. So.
You get her a flower, too.
Oh boy, old school, huh? Anyways.
Get some pictures of that so that way we can do some press releases locally, get in the paper. Opportunity Grosville is looking to do an article about it as well.
Good. We do have a lot of software they gave us for publicity, and we'll maybe talk about that in our closed meeting.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. close the meeting. Great, that.
We met our goal. I'll pay off our installation fee of the drinking fountain. So that was an accomplishment.
Oh, great.
And we celebrated, and people got together, had donuts, in the beautiful weather. We got a video, pictures. So that was the big thing. September 27th.
Yeah. Speaking of which, when we were at that event, I was talking with Ted, our communications guy at off Groseal Township, and he said that they have access to a GoPro camera, and that you can attach that to a bike, attach that to a
He
helmet.
told me. He
told
me.
you about
he
that
left me
too?
know.
Yeah.
And I have a plan to do that.
So yeah, as far as a marketing piece, it might be nice to show all of our trails, have some narration over it. I forwarded you guys a video that showed a new trail that's gone in Vancouver, British Columbia, and mind you, I mean, that was a much longer trail, and it crossed through a lot of different environments. But man, it was a nice video showing different cross sections of people and different parts of that community, going through open space, going along a seashore, going through an urban environment. And you know what? We can do the same thing. I mean, we can display everything that is to be an islander and live on Groseal, and use that as a great marketing piece and put that on the website.
Yeah, Ted told me about this, and he told my husband, get her one for Christmas. Well, Christmas next week. So I'm going to look into maybe biking trails with this, maybe get another one on the bike, and I'm thinking go through 4 seasons.
4 seasons?
Bike,
Nice.
same trail,
Mm-hmm.
4 seasons. So I'll have to start planning. Probably the first of the year, I'm going to do it for 1 year, and then submit up 2016.
So we're going to have to ask Roger to help build us some all-terrain bicycles. You seen the fat bikes that have the big fat wheels, and you can go through all the snow. You can ride them on the beach. You can take them, downhill at the ski resorts in the off season.
I really enjoy you saying you can ride them.
With a little practice, anything's possible, Wally.
Don't hold your breath. Avid proponent, but you won't see me as a participant.
Wally, when's the last time you rode a bike?
Yeah.
Maybe that's our
1954.
maybe that's our next
Just like it was
opportunity for
yesterday.
fundraising. If we meet our goal, we'll get Wally on a bicycle.
There you go.
Yeah. That's
The big
kind of like in school. If you read 10,000 books, we gotta see the principal shave his hair. So let's do something for him as a fundraiser.
Yeah,
You wanna-
I'm not
you
sure if we
wanna
want to
use
shave
it
his
for-
head, but
You want to use a piece of practice, that'd be telling
I'm making ride a bike.
Come on, I'm not bashful.
Wally,
But I'm
Brian has
riding a
nice
bike.
ride-along.
Huh?
Brian has a nice ride-along,
That's
or a
right.
trailer,
yeah, have you seen my bike
riding
train?
the trailer.
Yeah.
Okay, get one of them big baby bottles, and I'm right at it, okay?
Yeah. That'd be a fundraiser.
Easy, Jane, don't encourage me too much.
Go!
With that, I'd like to wish everyone at home, happy holiday season. Encourage everybody to stay active, not to drink too much. Please don't drink and drive. And enjoy the season. We'll be back in January. Anyone else have any closing words? Great. Can I get a motion to,
Move to the study session.
yes.
Make a motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you, everyone. Walk, bike, and drive safe.